Inflation is cooling.
Wages are up.
The American consumer is resilient.
They are lying to you. This might be the most important financial warning you will ever hear. Why? Because the life you are working for is being systematically erased. You are earning more paper dollars than ever, yet you have never been closer to financial ruin. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a mathematical certainty. In the next 9 minutes, I am going to show you exactly how your wealth was stolen, why home ownership has become a statistical impossibility, and most importantly, how to escape the trap without needing $1 million in the bank. Let's start with the numbers they don't show on the news. In 1930, during the Great Depression, the average home cost 3 times the average salary. Today, it costs 8 times. In some cities, it is 12 times.
I make 6 figures and I can't afford a home.
This is called the money illusion. The government prints trillions of dollars. This floods the system. Your salary goes up a little bit, so you think you are winning. But the price of assets, houses, gold, stocks, goes up double. You are running on a treadmill that is speeding up. They tell you, inflation is 3%, but that is a lie. That number is manipulated. It doesn't include the things you actually need to survive. If you count housing, insurance, and real food, inflation is closer to 15%.
Every single year.
But here is the mechanics of the scam. It has a name, the Cantillon Effect. This is the most important economic concept they never taught you in school. Most people think that when the government prints money, everyone gets richer. Wrong. When new money is created, it is not distributed equally. It goes to the people closest to the printer first. The big banks, the hedge funds, and the government contractors. They get the fresh money before inflation hits the market. They use this cheap cash to buy up all the hard assets, the houses, the stocks, the gold, at yesterday's prices. By the time that money trickles down to your paycheck, prices have already skyrocketed. They steal the value of your labor before you even get paid. It is a rigged game where the dealer always wins, because the dealer controls the supply of chips. The Cantillon Effect is why the rich got richer during the pandemic, while you got a $1,200 check and a grocery bill that doubled. But nothing, and I mean nothing, illustrates this theft better than the housing market. For 70 years, the American dream was simple. Work hard, buy a house, pay it off, retire. Today, that dream has been hijacked. We are witnessing the financialization of shelter. Here is the dirty secret. They don't want you to own a home anymore. Why? Because a homeowner is independent. A renter is dependent. If you own your home, your cost of living is fixed for 30 years. If you rent, your cost of living rises every single year, forever. Look at the players. It is no longer you competing against another family. You are competing against trillion-dollar hedge funds. You are competing against algorithms that buy neighborhoods in milliseconds.
Institutional investors are helping the housing supply.
That is the lie. The truth is they are buying starter homes, the exact homes the middle class needs, and turning them into permanent rentals. Why? Because to them, your family home is not shelter. It is a yield. It is an asset on a spreadsheet that spits out cash flow. The result? The rentership society. Feudalism 2.0. A class of lords who own the land, and a class of serfs who pay half their income just to sleep under a roof. And how do they keep you from revolting? Gaslighting.
Rent is freedom. Owning a home is a burden. Try co-living.
They invent cute names to hide the decline. They call it co-living. We used to call that having roommates because you are broke. They call it micro-apartments. We used to call that a shoebox. They are stealthily eroding your standard of living from both ends. Shadow inflation is everywhere. The bag of chips is lighter. The materials in your clothes are thinner. You aren't just paying more, you are receiving less. This is the quiet theft of your quality of life. And this leads us to the terrifying endgame, feudalism 2.0. The goal of the modern economy is to ensure you never own anything again. They are turning America into a subscription service. You see it everywhere. Software used to be a one-time purchase. Now it's a monthly fee. Cars are moving towards features as a service. Housing is becoming build to rent. Even your food is a subscription delivery. In the Middle Ages, serfs worked on land they didn't own, paying a portion of their harvest to the Lord for the privilege of existing. Today, you work to pay Apple, Amazon, BlackRock, and the bank just to access your own life. Why do they do this? Because owners are hard to control, but users are profitable forever. If you own your home and your car, you can say no. If you rent your entire existence, you are one missed payment away from being deleted. This isn't just about money, it is about control. So how does the system survive if the average person can't afford a home or groceries? Simple. Debt.
Debt is the bridge between your fantasy life and your real poverty.
Look at the data. Credit card debt just hit $1 trillion. Buy now, pay later is now being used for groceries. Think about that. People are taking out loans just to eat a sandwich. This is the design. They want you in debt. Because when you are in debt, you are obedient. You don't quit your job. You don't take risks. You just keep turning the wheel to pay the interest to the banks. You aren't a citizen anymore. You are a yield source for Wall Street. Now, I know what you are thinking. This sounds great, but I can barely afford eggs. How am I supposed to buy real estate or Bitcoin? And you are right. It feels impossible. So, let's be realistic. We aren't going to talk about buying a rental property today. We need a survival strategy for right now. Step 1. Stop the bleeding. If you have high-interest consumer debt, you are swimming with an anchor tied to your leg. You cannot invest your way out of 25% interest rates. Before you buy any assets, you must declare war on your debt. Cancel the subscriptions. Cook at home. Do whatever it takes to break those chains first. Step 2. Become a producer. You cannot save your way out of poverty on a salary that is losing value. You need to increase your income, and in 2024, this costs $0. You have a smartphone, you have an internet connection, then you have a business. Service businesses, consulting, content. You must shift from watching to creating. This is the only way to get the capital you need to invest. Step 3. Fractional ownership. You don't need $100,000 to start. You can start with $50. The goal isn't to get rich overnight. The goal is to get your money out of the dollar and into assets. Even if it's just $20 a week, you must be on the side of the owners, even if you start small. If you stay in cash waiting for a miracle, you will be left with nothing. The middle class isn't coming back. It is dead. But something else is replacing it. A new divide. Not between rich and poor, but between owners and renters. Between those who hold the deed and those who pay the landlord. The door is closing. The ladder is being pulled up, but there is still a gap. You have the information now. You can either stay angry or you can get active. If you refuse to be a victim of this system and want the financial truth the news is hiding from you, hit that subscribe button. We are building the exit strategy right here, and you don't want to miss what comes next.